the cameras flash, the crowd freezes. And just like that, Hollywood has a brand new obsession.
Oh, yeah.
Picture this, it's Paris Fashion Week. The energy's electric, the outfits are outrageous, and sitting front row is a global rap superstar.
And next to her?
Next to her is a towering, incredibly handsome international athlete. He, chivalrously helps her to her seat. And then a few days later, the scene shifts to Venice.
Right, the classic getaway.
Exactly. They are sharing a romantic, glittering dinner overlooking the canals. And the internet is just completely swooning. It's the perfect, highly curated modern fairy tale.
Until it wasn't.
Right, because almost instantly, a devastating reality check detonates on Instagram, and it just completely shatters that picture-perfect narrative.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame. And today, we are doing a massive deep dive into a story that is just everywhere right now.
It really is. The headline we're building around today is Cardi B's new boyfriend just got exposed by his ex on Instagram.
And I mean, exposed. We're talking a massive stack of sources today. We've got Sports Illustrated, TMZ, Complex, Primetimer, leadership newspapers, all of them trying to unpack this exact timeline.
It's the ultimate modern whiplash, right? You go from the absolute pinnacle of glamour and high society to the darkest, messiest corners of private trauma.
Yeah.
And it's all just being aired out for millions of people to dissect in real time. We're going to explore the claims, the timeline, and really the mechanics of what happens when the insulated world of international sports crashes headfirst into mega fame.
Because I want you, the listener, to imagine the scenario for a second. Imagine being thrust into the brightest global spotlight imaginable.
Faces everywhere.
Exactly, you're trending worldwide. And then that exact moment of peak visibility is used as a megaphone by someone from your past to broadcast your darkest alleged secrets to the entire world. That is exactly what we are looking at today. So let's start with the spark. Who exactly are the players at the center of this Venice Canal fairy tale?
Well, we have to start with the man who suddenly found himself at the center of this storm, Maduka Okoye.
Right.
He's a 26-year-old, 6'6" Nigerian German goalkeeper. He plays for the Super Eagles, which is Nigeria's national team, and also for the Italian Serie A club Udinese.
And what's really fascinating about him is that he's not your average, media-trained, cookie-cutter athlete.
Not at all.
He's known for this commanding physical presence on the pitch, but off the pitch, he's cultivated a very distinct, unique style. He's a huge fan of Japanese anime.
Yeah, he's constantly referencing shows like Naruto and One Piece.
Which is huge. In the sports world, having those specific niche interests really helps build a dedicated, almost cult-like following.
It totally does.
Yeah.
He's widely considered one of Nigeria's biggest football exports. He has millions of followers. But despite his considerable fame within the global soccer ecosystem, he was about to step into, well, an entirely different stratosphere of celebrity.
Because the woman he was spotted with in Paris and Venice is Cardi B.
Exactly.
Which changes the gravity of the situation entirely. I mean, Cardi B needs no introduction, but let's establish exactly where she is right now in her life,
Setting the scene is important.
She split from former NFL star Stefon Diggs about 5 months ago, and that was after they had a son together in November of 2025.
Right.
So she's navigating being a single mother. She's dealing with an ongoing, highly publicized divorce from Offset. And on top of all that, she's prepping for a massive new album release.
She is already living under a relentless microscope. The media apparatus surrounding her is just constantly humming.
Constantly.
And then comes Paris Fashion Week in early July 2026. Specifically, the Jean-Paul Gaultier Haute Couture show.
Oh, that show is everywhere.
Cardi B is there, generating headlines in this wild zebra print catsuit, and right beside her is Maduka Okoye.
And the visual optics were just flawless. He was wearing this really understated olive green vest, looking very suave.
Very handsome.
And there is this viral micro moment where he gently helps her into her seat. They are chatting, they are laughing.
And the internet immediately goes into detective mode. Millions of fans are asking, who is this guy? Are they together?
And crucially, neither of them says a single word.
Right. They just let the pictures do the talking. The silence creates this vacuum that fans and gossip blogs just rush to fill.
And that strategy seamlessly carries over a few days later when TMZ drops exclusive footage. They aren't in Paris anymore. They've moved to Venice, Italy.
At Gio's restaurant at the St. Regis, right on the water.
It's stunning. Cardi is wearing a plunging turquoise dress. Okoye is sitting right beside her, flashing this massive, relaxed smile.
Now, there's no overt public display of affection, like there's no kissing for the cameras, but they are incredibly comfortable.
Yeah, they're having dinner with friends or watching fireworks from a balcony. I mean, it is the classic modern soft launch.
It's a masterclass in it, honestly.
Right, because you don't release a sterile PR statement saying, "Hi, we are officially dating."
No, you just make absolutely sure you are seen looking incredible next to someone in the most romantic city in the world.
Exactly. You let the public do the heavy lifting to connect the dots.
It's highly effective marketing, whether it's for a genuine, budding romance or just a strategic brand alignment.
Right.
By not confirming anything, you keep the public hooked on the mystery. But when you use the public to build a glamorous narrative, you inadvertently invite them into your personal life.
Which is dangerous.
Very. You are essentially giving the internet permission to dig.
And that's not even the wildest part, because the picture-perfect optics of that Venice dinner were actually setting the stage for a massive collision.
Oh, a total train wreck.
While the internet was crowning them the new it couple, this staggering controversy was waiting back in the Netherlands.
This is where the modern PR machine just breaks down entirely. Because literally hours after those exclusive Venice photos drop, Okoye's former partner takes to social media.
And the eruption is instantaneous.
Yeah, let's bring in Jelicia Westhoff.
Okay, so she's a 30-year-old Dutch model, a former Miss Harlem, and a fashion entrepreneur who co-founded the Westhoff collection.
And she and Okoye have significant history. They met in 2020, which is well before he reached this current peak of global attention.
Right, before the Cardi B spotlight.
Exactly. And they had a son together, Emiliano Isaiah, in October of 2022.
And according to the source material we have, it has been a highly volatile relationship.
Very on and off. They split in September 2024, then they reconciled, and they actually appeared to be focused on co-parenting as recently as early July 2026.
Which is wild. But seeing those Venice photos seemingly flipped a switch. Westhoff posts this scathing series of Instagram stories that dismantle the fairy tale narrative piece by piece.
She didn't just express heartbreak or, annoyance. She leveled a multi-tiered attack of severe, reputation-destroying allegations.
Yeah, let's look at how these claims escalate because it happens fast. She starts with tier 1, the relationship drama.
The classic, I was there before the fame angle.
Exactly. She claims she was the one who supported him when he was broke and recovering from surgery. She wrote, and I quote, "I made you. No one knew who you was."
Wow.
She paints this vivid picture of a man who's crying on the couch, unable to play, while she motivated him and literally wiped his tears.
It's a very familiar narrative in the sports and entertainment world. The partner who builds a star up, only to be discarded when that star reaches a new level of success.
Right, but she doesn't stop at emotional betrayal. She immediately escalates to tier 2.
Which is accusing him of rampant infidelity.
Yeah. She specifically claims he was cheating on her with both men and women, writing, "You was cheating on me with everything."
She essentially outs him to the world. She alleges that he admitted to being bisexual after their son was born, and then she demands that he be open about his sexuality since he's being so open about who he's dating now.
It's an incredibly aggressive tactic.
It is. I mean, the claims regarding his sexuality and infidelity are explosive enough to dominate tabloid cycles for weeks on their own.
No, easily. But then Westhoff crosses into tier 3.
Yeah.
These are allegations that move way beyond gossip and into serious legal and moral territory. She alleges that Okoye physically abused her.
She stated that the police came to their house multiple times, that people in their circle knew about the abuse.
And she actively lied to protect his career and his public image. She wrote, "Instead of loving us, you beat me. You're a demon who tried to destroy my life."
It is incredibly heavy. And we do have to explicitly state for you, the listener, that these are unverified allegations. We are just reporting on what was posted.
Absolutely. It's crucial to note that. But as if that wasn't damaging enough, she goes after his role as a father. And in the court of public opinion, that is almost impossible for a PR team to spin.
Domestic abuse and child neglect are PR kryptonite. She claimed he is an absentee dad who only saw his son twice this year and 3 times last year.
She actually accused him of preferring to be a, quote, baddie on the internet rather than checking in on his 3-year-old child.
And the most gut-wrenching detail she shared was about their son's health.
Yeah, this part was tough to read.
She claimed that in December of 2025, their little boy was hospitalized 4 times and placed in intensive care. And according to Westhoff, Okoye did not visit him, during that critical, terrifying time.
When you look at how the public digests scandals, infidelity might lose a few fans, but abandoning a sick child in the ICU.
It fundamentally breaks the parasocial bond. It completely shatters the illusion of the good guy athlete.
But wait, I need to push back on the timeline here because the mechanics of this exposure are fascinating.
How so?
Well, dropping these career-threatening claims exactly when he is making global headlines with one of the biggest rappers in the world, isn't that highly suspicious?
I see what you mean.
A cynic looks at this and immediately says, she's just jealous, she's bitter that he leveled up to Cardi B, and she wants to sabotage his moment.
And that is always the default defense mechanism for a celebrity's fan base.
Right.
But if we analyze the psychology of what we call the Instagram trial, we see a very different strategy at play. Because Westhoff completely anticipated the bitter X label.
Did she address it?
Yes. In her stories, she directly addressed the netizens attacking her. She explicitly stated she is not jealous of Cardi B, saying she has nothing against her.
Okay, so if it's not jealousy, it's about leveraging the hypocrisy.
Exactly. She claims her anger stems from watching her ex parade around publicly in this highly curated, glamorous setting, while his private obligations are completely ignored.
Oh, and she brought receipts, right.
She did. She posted screenshots of texts with her lawyers, claiming her legal team has been sending Okoye's representative unanswered emails for months regarding child support.
Wow. When a private grievance is ignored behind closed doors, seeing that person bask in public adoration is often the catalyst for exposure.
The sudden influx of attention on Okoye provided Westhoff with the ultimate leverage.
An audience.
Exactly, an audience. She knew that if she spoke out at that exact moment, the world would have no choice but to listen.
It's weaponized attention. You're using the massive stadium lights they just turned on to highlight the absolute mess they left in the locker room.
That's a great way to put it. You use the very spotlight they are seeking to expose the shadows they thought they had outrun.
That really is the defining characteristic of the modern social media era. Fame is no longer a shield. It is a vulnerability.
Later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking twist with Cardi's reaction that nobody saw coming.
Yes. But if you're loving these Hollywood twists and unpacking all this drama, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead on Starscope Report.
Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next, because the feel-out from this is intense.
Okay, so when someone weaponizes attention like that, the immediate question is how the target deflects it. And in this case, the strategy from Okoye's camp seems to be total, absolute paralysis.
Radio silence.
Yeah. As of the reports in our sources, Maduka Okoye has completely refrained from making any public statements. Nothing about the dating rumors, nothing about the domestic violence, nothing about his child.
Which is almost certainly a mandated legal strategy. When allegations involving domestic abuse and police visits are made public, defense attorneys and crisis PR teams usually enforce total silence.
Right, because anything you say can be used against you.
Both in an actual courtroom and in the court of public opinion.
But, it's worth noting that Okoye is no stranger to intense public backlash.
No, he's been through it before.
After Nigeria's exit from the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, he faced a massive wave of toxic online abuse. He essentially became the scapegoat for the entire team's loss.
He weathered that storm by keeping his head down and focusing on his club career at Udinese.
Right, he rebuilt his confidence on the pitch. But surviving sports Twitter because you missed a save is an entirely different sport than surviving the global pop culture machine when you are accused of abuse and child neglect.
Oh, completely. In sports, you can silence your critics with a spectacular performance on the field. If you win the game, the fans forgive you.
But in the realm of celebrity gossip and moral outrage, a good save percentage does not clear your name. You can't out-athlete a domestic violence allegation.
And that is the brutal reality of the realm he entered the second he sat down next to Cardi B at Fashion Week.
Speaking of Cardi, her reaction to all this is so fascinating to me.
It really is.
She didn't stay silent, but she didn't give the internet exactly what it wanted either. She doesn't confirm the relationship, she doesn't deny it, and she completely ignores the abuse allegations against Okoye.
Instead, she pulls this incredible pivot where she completely reframes the narrative, essentially making herself the victim of media bias.
It is a textbook deflection strategy. She posts on her Instagram story to vent about the media's obsession with her personal life.
She complains that there are all these other celebrities out there dating, and she claims to have the inside scoop on them, by the way, but the media just ignores those couples.
She says, And I'm quoting here, but when it comes to me, they are all over me. It is crazy. People pay for this type of talk. You can bring the drama.
She is framing the intense scrutiny not as a natural, entirely predictable consequence of her dining publicly with a man who was just accused of horrific things by the mother of his child,
Right.
but rather as an unfair, targeted media bias against her specifically.
And you just cannot ignore the absolute irony of her complaining about the media bringing the drama, considering her own marketing strategy right around this time.
Oh my God, yeah.
Cardi B literally just set a Guinness World Record for drone deliveries to promote her highly anticipated second album. And do you know the title of that album?
Am I the drama?
Am I the Drama? You truly cannot write better irony than that.
You really can't. She is leaning into the chaos as a marketing tool on one hand, monetizing the drama while complaining about the heat of the spotlight on the other.
But what does this all mean for Okoye's trajectory? I mean, he was a respected, stylish goalkeeper. Now his name is permanently linked to tabloid scandal.
Well, if we look at the underlying mechanics here, it highlights a phenomenon we see repeatedly when these two distinct worlds collide.
The sports world and the pop world.
Exactly. Okoye crossed over from the sports world, which, as intense as it is, has a confined, heavily regulated media ecosystem, into the hyper-scrutinized, totally unregulated realm of pop royalty.
It's like corporate auditing for your personal life. When you date someone at Cardi B's level, you don't just get the perks of front-row fashion show seats, you inherit her spotlight.
And suddenly, millions of parasocial fans are looking at your emotional balance sheet, demanding to know every detail of your past.
That is a perfect way to conceptualize it. The margin for error vanishes entirely.
In the past, a sports star might have messy personal drama that stays relatively contained within local blogs or niche sports media. The general public never hears about it.
But the Cardi B ecosystem is global, and it operates 24/7.
Westhoff likely realized that. If Okoye had been spotted at a local cafe in Italy with a non-famous woman, Westhoff might never have posted those stories.
The presence of the megastar was the ultimate catalyst for the exposure. The Cardi B Association guaranteed that Westhoff's claims would be amplified exponentially.
Which brings us to the sheer velocity of modern scandals.
The speed is terrifying. We are talking about a timeline of days, if not hours.
Yeah.
On Monday, you are a stylish, mysterious goalkeeper helping a rap star to her seat in Paris. On Wednesday, you are eating pasta in Venice as the internet crowns you the new power couple.
And by Thursday morning.
You're being publicly accused of domestic violence, hiding your sexuality, and abandoning your child in the ICU. It is absolute neck-snapping whiplash.
And while the absolute truth of Westhoff's allegations remains behind closed doors, and again, we must stress that they are unverified claims, they have permanently altered the public narrative of this crossover romance.
Oh, completely.
Whatever Okoye and Cardi B were building or testing out or even just using for mutual PR, it is now irrevocably tainted by this controversy.
It completely changes the lens through which everyone views those photos. Initially, you look at the Venice pictures and you just see a handsome guy smiling at a beautiful woman. It looks like a romantic movie.
But now
you look at that exact same smile and you have this nagging voice in your head saying, you know, is this the same guy who allegedly ignored his lawyers while his kid was in the hospital?
the image is exactly the same, but the context has been completely nuked.
Which is the true power of the Instagram trial. The court of public opinion does not require a legal verdict.
No, it doesn't require sworn testimony. It only requires a compelling emotional narrative and a loud enough microphone.
Once the idea is planted in the public consciousness, the PR damage is done. So what do you, the listener, take away from all of this?
We've unpacked the timeline, the players, the explosive claims, and the PR mechanics of surviving a scandal like this.
But at its core, this deep dive is a stark reminder that the modern spotlight is the ultimate double-edged sword. Fame can elevate you to the heights of Paris Fashion Week and Venetian balconies, but it also illuminates absolutely everything you might have left in the shadows.
You simply cannot invite the cameras in for the good angles and expect them to turn off when things get ugly.
It raises a vital question about modern celebrity survival.
In a world where every phone is a camera, every fan is a detective, and every ex-partner has a global publishing platform in their pocket, the idea of keeping your past private is effectively dead.
Which leaves us with a final, lingering thought for you to mull over. Think about the mechanics of trust and romance in the social media age.
If every new high-profile relationship serves as a potential trigger for a viral, career-ending reckoning from an ex, how does that fundamentally change the way public figures navigate dating?
We've always thought of thorough background checks as something reserved for, high security government jobs or corporate executives.
Right.
But might we see a future where celebrities literally require private investigator level background checks on their romantic interests?
Not just for their personal physical safety, but to protect their billion-dollar brands from the devastating fallout of their new partner's unresolved past.
When your brand is built entirely on your image, an unexploded scandal in your partner's past is a liability you simply cannot afford. It brings us right back to the beginning.
We like things to be clean. We like the fairy tale.
But when you step into the glaring, flashing lights of global fame, there is no such thing as a clean slate. Every picture has a backstory.
And in the digital age, that backstory is always just one Instagram story away from becoming front-page news. You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.